I'm proud to be an American. I'm proud to have a president that refuses to back down. A president that cannot be bought by any country, by any corporation. A president that's had America's back since day one. A president that truly loves his people, of all races, of all religions, of all cultures. I'm thankful to have a president that made the biggest peace treaty this country's ever seen with North Korea. North Korea, there's a high chance of us going to war together, but President Trump was able to do what he does. Just make deals, make talks, and make our country great again. President Trump did something truly remarkable. He shook Kim Jong-un's hand in Singapore, meeting Kim Jong-il for the very first time, something that's never happened before. Something that people thought would never happen ever. Not only did President Trump make peace between North Korea and us, but also made a peace treaty with South Korea and Japan, bringing us all together. And now everybody, North Korea is safe, we're safe, Japan's safe, South Korea is safe. Then, President Trump did something that no president's ever done before at all. Going to North Korea and meeting Kim Jong-il in North Korea, shaking his hand. A truly remarkable thing that no one will ever forget. I'm proud to have a president that when that giant hurricane was about to hit Puerto Rico, President Trump did what he does best, bringing all of the smartest, most intelligent people to the table, trying to find a way to make sure that our brothers and sisters over in Puerto Rico will be safe. President Trump got a giant Navy ship. I'm talking like one of the biggest Navy ships you can see, and filled that Navy ship with medical workers and millions of supplies, and brought that Navy ship to Puerto Rico, leading a team of people to go to Puerto Rico and provide medical care for all those innocent people. I'm proud to have a president that did what he did and stood up for the great people of Israel, our brothers and sisters, and helped move the capital of Israel to Jerusalem, and also move our U.S. Embassy to Jerusalem. This is something that presidents in the past have promised to do and did not do, and President Trump is a man of his word, the only president in our lifetime who always makes the promises and follows through with those promises. I'm proud to have a president that also made a treaty for Israel and the countries in the Middle East, providing safety for everybody over there. A treaty that's never been done before. A treaty that's truly remarkable, bringing peace to Israel and the Middle East. I'm proud to have a president that stopped the new Green Deal happening, the Paris Agreement Act, one of the worst treaties of all time. A bill that would have cost us $2 trillion giving to France, where there was no money going to clean up the water, to clean up the air, to clean up the environment, to provide safety for animals. There was no tracking of money going to any of these places. All of that $2 trillion new Green Deal did, the Paris Agreement Act, was so that other countries could be like, hey, we're not supposed to do this. And there was no one would have went into China and told them, hey, you guys stop polluting the environment. That $2 trillion would have went nowhere except the Democratic politicians' pockets, which is happening since day one. So thank you for stopping that $2 trillion new Green Act deal, the Paris Agreement Act, to help nobody. I'm thankful to have a president that stood up for the great people of Israel, once again, by making sure that we stop giving money to Iran, who had a terrorist regime going, and where in the past they got $2 billion going to Iran for no reason, that arrived there on a crate in the middle of the night. You know what about where that money went that in the past has gone to Iran? It had gone to missiles targeting Israel, who every day had missiles going into their country. Just going in there by Iran? That's crazy. So I'm thankful for a president that's stopping that money from going to Iran. I'm thankful that a president actually stood up for our troops, stood up for the troops of other countries by killing one of Iran's top generals, a general in the past who's killed thousands and thousands of Americans and people from other countries, a truly evil dictator general who's now gone. So thank you, President Trump, for doing something about that. I'm thankful to have a president that stood up for the great women and children of Syria, whom hundreds of thousands of women and children who have been murdered by the Syrian government. President Trump took our American troops and put boots on the ground in Syria, protecting the women and children and saving hundreds and thousands of lives. So thank you for President Trump for standing up for the great people of other countries. I'm proud to have a president who's done remarkable things in regards to this coronavirus. It should be called the Chinese virus in reality. A virus that appeared in the city of China, killing hundreds and thousands of people alone in China, who tried to keep it a secret so that people wouldn't find out in other countries. You know what President Trump did? As soon as he found out about it, he stopped the Chinese border. He cut it off so that if people were infected coming from China, it would cut off until they were quarantined. Something that, once again, the people from the Democrat politicians and the far left had said was racist and evil to do, that you can't stop the border. You can't shut people down from coming here from China, that you're racist. You know what President Trump did? He also immediately shut down restaurants and movie theaters, which once again, the Democrat politicians was evil. Oh, you can't do that. You can't do that. That's evil. They said, oh, come to Chinatown. Oh, come to the movie theaters. Keep going to restaurants. And this was back in February of 2020. They said he was evil for doing that. President Trump saved millions of lives by doing it. Not only did President Trump to shut down the border and stop people from going to restaurants back in February and March, he also made sure that thousands and thousands of people got ventilators that were helped be produced and made by airplane factories. That's crazy to think airplane factories coming together and building ventilators. That by itself is crazy. Also, he got the Pillow Man. That's what I call him. I call him the Pillow Man, to stop making pillows and start making masks. I mean, asking someone to do that, that's crazy, but they did it. They did it. They built those ventilators and they built those masks. So thank you, Pillow Man. That's what I call him. He's a great guy. And you know what people did? They said, oh, that guy who made masks is evil. He's racist for supporting President Trump. He's evil. Even though he's creating masks, he's racist and evil for building masks. I mean, that's just crazy to think about. People would actually say that. Like, what's going on? I'm thankful to have a president that, as I said before, stood up for America, even though since day one, the Democratic politicians have tried to impeach him since day one. And it didn't just happen to the Democrats. It happened in far-left liberal teachers in high schools, of middle schools. Even teachers in elementary schools have been telling their students as young as 5, 6 that President Trump's evil and that President Trump hates them. Imagine being in school and being 8 years old and already having to deal with these problems where people would say something like, oh, the president's evil. You're telling that to a bunch of 5-year-olds? Also, if you are not a liberal and you're going to college, we had some crazy teachers that would kick out students for wearing Marines, just wearing Marine shirts. Like literally, if your shirt said Marines, the teachers would kick you out of class and saying you're racist for wearing a Marine shirt. That's our U.S. military, and you're going to kick him out of class for saying he's racist for wearing a Marine shirt? That's crazy. Like I said, the past 4 years, these Democrats have completely hated our country. They said it's okay to burn flags. It's okay to kneel at our national anthem. That President Trump's evil and racist since day one, for, like I said, the past 4 years, every single day has been saying he's racist, he's evil, that he needs to be impeached with no evidence. It started with the Russian thing, saying the Russians hacked into our votes and changed our votes from Hillary Clinton to Donald Trump. Like, that's crazy. Like, how's that even possible? You know what's even more crazier is a Democratic politician made a rumor, gave it to the FBI. So instead of the FBI like looking onto this and investigating, at the same time, the Democrats brought it to the media. They brought it to CNN. They brought it to the Huntington Post. They brought it to the New York Times. All these far left things, ABC News, NBC News, CBS News. All they were doing every second was saying the Russians hacked the elections, and that's why Donald Trump won. There was literally no evidence. It literally took 2.5 years, hundreds of $millions. The Democrats wasted $100 million of taxes saying that President Trump should be impeached because the Russians attacked our elections. There was no evidence. There was no evidence. There was nothing at all. And this happened. And here we are. So I'm thankful I had a president to deal with that, who dealt with so much crap. Like, I've never seen people treat a president so evil in my life. There's straight harassment. Anytime he'd be interviewed, instead of asking questions, they'd be like, oh, this is my opinion about something. Instead of asking questions, they would just be harassed the whole entire time. So I'm thankful to have a president, to have a strong backbone, and not care about all this crap and actually work for us Americans. I'm thankful to have a president that has made millions of jobs that used to be overseas, factories overseas, and he actually made deals and moved these factories from overseas back to America. So I'm proud to have a president do that and bring millions of jobs back to America and actually make factories here. Instead of making in China, we're made in America. We're bringing millions of jobs. I'm thankful to have a president who stood up for the black people of all of our inner cities, bringing them also jobs, bringing back education benefits, bringing back school benefits, bringing back benefits that in the past were not there. And here we are, back to money, back to inner cities. A president that showed people what was happening in Baltimore. What was happening in Baltimore was that billions of dollars were supposed to go to black inner cities, back to all the schools, back to women's shelters, back to orphanages, back to build up neighborhoods and communities, but billions of dollars never made it there. Black communities literally got no money at all. I'm talking no money. Those billions of dollars did not go to anywhere except Democratic politicians' pockets. That's all it went to. I'm talking billions of dollars. He showed what was happening. He showed what was happening in these cities where rats were infesting in neighborhoods, these houses, everywhere, the schools. It was crazy. So President Trump made sure all that billions of dollars that was supposed to go to these places actually went there. We're talking billions of dollars. So thank you, President Trump, for doing something about that. It's been happening everywhere. So I'm thankful that a president actually stand up and make a difference in this world. I'm proud to have a president truly doing something for his people, truly helping American farmers out. In the past, where if you brought stuff to China, that they would tariff you. But in the past, if Chinese came here with millions of supplies that Americans bought, that it wasn't tariff at all. I mean, that's crazy to think that all this stuff was coming from China, not being tariff, but meanwhile, our crops, our produce and supplies that was bought to China had zero tariffs. So President Trump made a bill with the Chinese, one of the greatest trade deals of all time, giving the American farmers billions and billions of dollars. So now farmers are able to produce crops and actually live off their land instead of worrying about all this money that was this not helping their communities whatsoever. And here we go. Farmers can once again thrive in our country. So I'm thankful to have a president do that and giving billions of dollars back to the American farmer. I'm thankful to have a first lady, and in my opinion, is the greatest first lady of all time. She's doing some pretty remarkable stuff that no other first lady in the past has ever done. Our first lady has stood up for all the children and women who were sex trafficked. I'm talking like she stood up and actually created a program to help get all those women and children who are sex trafficked back and safe and home to their families. One of the acts is called Save the Children. And this is true remarkable stuff because we're talking like thousands and thousands and thousands of children and women were all these places in America sex trafficked. She made an act and brought money and funding so that our sheriffs can go to all these places and track down all these women and children and save them. I'm talking like thousands and thousands of people are now back with their families thanks to our First Lady. I'm thankful to have a First Lady go down to our southern border and help protect all those kids who in the past, who of 8 years of Barack Obama and Joe Biden were all separated from their families at the border and thrown into cages. I'm not making this up. All those children were thrown into cages and they were forced to sleep on like little cotton things. They literally had blankets and cardboard boxes thrown on the ground, and they had to sleep on a cardboard box, and they would have like tinfoil like as a blanket. Like, that's crazy. So I'm thankful to have a First Lady go down to the southern border and make sure all those people that were in those cages are now in normal homes and they're getting treated like a normal child, going to school and making sure that there's food on the table for them and like a normal community. So I'm thankful for our First Lady doing something like that when the other presidents in the past, like I said, Joe Biden and Barack Obama, thrown kids in cages, slept on cardboard boxes, and had tinfoil over there. That's crazy. So thank you, Moncho. I'm also thank you for our First Lady for doing something about bullying. And this is something a big deal because millions of kids across the country have been bullied, and it's made them like commit suicide. So thank you, First Lady, to do something like I myself, for all 4 years of high school, I was bullied every single day. It was the worst 4 years of my life. I would go in my locker and I would even find letters telling me, hey, like, you suck. You're not good at anything. You should just kill yourself. They literally wrote letters in my locker saying that I should kill myself. That's how bad a bullying experience I had. And I'm thankful for our First Lady doing something about that and making sure that kids are not going to get bullied anymore and trying to do something. That's just something truly remarkable. And thank you, First Lady, for doing that. I really appreciate that. Now, once again, I'm about to say something about President Trump. He first-handedly made sure that all those 20,000 grown men that were coming from Venezuela and Guatemala and other countries in South America, he made sure that those 20,000 grown men did not get into our country. I'm talking like, it was crazy that they were being caravaned on buses and everything. And a lot of these people, all these grown men, the majority of them came out of prisons from different countries because they were kicked out of those countries for being rapists and child molesters. They used to beat women and kill a lot of women, and they were trying to get to our country. So I'm thankful for our president of sending our troops to the southern border, protecting all of us, making sure those people didn't get in. Meanwhile, as this was going on at our border, when he was sending troops there, all these Democratic politicians who, like I said, for the past 3 years at that time, now 3.5 years, they've done nothing for their communities. They don't care about their communities at all. They don't care what happens to those people at all in their communities. The past 3.5 years, every single day, they've been saying, oh, President Trump's evil, he's racist, he should be impeached. Literally, that's all they've done every day. They're getting paid all this money by our taxes to say President Trump's evil, that should be impeached. This has been going on since day one. All those people went down to the southern border and were making it hell for all of our troops down there and saying that they're racist as well for trying to protect our border. Even though all these 20,000 people, these grown men, there was no background checks being done. The Democrats just wanted all these people to come in. The same thing was happening over in the Middle East. So we had thousands and thousands, maybe 100,000 people, grown men trying to get in our country. So President Trump shut down our border to the Middle East. And they said that was evil, even though all these people had no background checks, like zero things. And you know what happened? Liberal leaders in Europe, such as Sweden France, England, they're letting those people in, those grown men in, even though there's no background checks being done. And now Sweden, I'm not making this up, Sweden is a very dangerous country to be in if you're a woman on trial. Every day, thousands of women and children are being raped and murdered in Sweden, and no one's doing anything about it. It's the same things happening in France and England every day. Thousands of women are being raped and murdered over there by all these grown men that came from the Middle East with zero background checks. A lot of them terrorists, like I said, child molesters, murderers, and they're not doing anything about it. So I'm thankful to have a president stand up for all of us. And I'm gonna tell you, to be a woman in our country, you a million times more safer than to be a woman in Sweden, France, England, especially the Middle East. Okay? That brings me to the next thing I wanted to say. I'm thankful to have a president get a woman out of Egypt. Like I said, it's very dangerous to be a woman in Egypt and the Middle East. This woman was sent to prison for no reason whatsoever, and President Trump got her out of Egypt and brought her to America. I'm thankful to the president to do that. I'm thankful to our president literally 2 days ago brought our troops over in West Africa and got another man out of prison, a man that was a hostage, and brought him back to America. I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful to have a president who got a lot of people who went to prison in China back to America. I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful for a president that actually got a lot of people that were in prison in North Korea and brought them to America. I'm thankful to have a president to do something like that. I'm proud to have a father who served for 21 years in our nation's military, U.S. Air Force, did 2 tours in the Middle East, and after retiring from the military, worked 2 jobs. And those 2 jobs were some very bad jobs, but my father did that to put food on the table and make sure we had a roof over our heads. I'm thankful to have a father who told me, when you get married, you only look at that woman and you don't lay eyes on another woman. You know what I'm saying? I'm thankful to have a father who told me, you put food in your family's mouths first before you put food in yours, and you make sure you put clothes on their backs before you put clothes on yours. So I'm thankful to have a father like that. I'm thankful to have a father who told me, if you ever see a woman or child being beaten or raped or threatened, you immediately run over there and do whatever you can to help save that woman or child. You do whatever you can to stop that person from hurting or raping that woman or child. I'm thankful to who had a father raise me like that. I'm thankful to have a mom who told me, it's okay not to be the best at something. It's okay if you don't succeed at something, if you fail at something. It's okay. But at the same time, you work your butt off 110% to make sure that you accomplish those things you want to do. So you work your butt off to accomplish those things. And for some reason, if you don't succeed, it's okay. As long as you try, as long as you give it your all, it's going to be okay. I'm thankful for a mom who was a nurse that did what she could to save hundreds of lives. Who one day on a busy highway saw an accident and without worrying about her safety, got out of her car on a busy highway and went right up to the accident scene and started providing health care for those people and trying to save those lives. I'm thankful for a mom do that. I'm proud to have a brother who's been one of the best brothers you can imagine and was there for me when I needed him most. I'm proud to have a brother who drove 7 hours in one night just to make sure that I was okay at the time and help make sure that I'll be okay. I'm thankful for a brother like that. I'm proud to have a brother that told me, hey, you got to let those mistakes go that you had in the past, that you have to move on with your life and try to live your life. I'm thankful to have a brother like that. I'm proud to have a brother who is now married to a loving wife, beautiful wife, and has blessed him with 2 handsome little boys and a beautiful little girl, the most beautiful little girl you've ever seen. I'm proud to have a sister that told me it's okay to let your guard down. It's okay to be yourself. It's okay to be silly. It's okay to help follow your dreams of being an actor and a comedian and stuff. It's okay. A sister who actually went and made it into actual motion picture film and also been in a music video. I'm proud to have a sister like that. I'm proud to have a sister who's now married to a military man and blessed this man with a beautiful baby boy. I'm proud of my sister. I'm proud to have a cousin who had cancer, really bad cancer, went to all those treatments, battled those treatments, and became cured. I'm proud to have a cousin who has helped a lot of people and has done everything she can to make sure people are going to be okay. Even though that she put a Trump sticker on her car and her car tires were slashed, the windshield was cracked just because she put a Trump sticker on there. And even though that happened to her, even though she's still living every day and treating everyone the same and being a great person, I'm proud to have a cousin like that. I'm proud to have a wife who's been truly a blessing in my life, who's been married to me now for 6 years, and truly loves me more than you can love someone, and has made me feel really good every single day. A wife who's moved from a different country, who's an immigrant to our country, and knows 3 different languages, and is highly intelligent, has an MBA, and even though she's had an MBA and a chance to start her own career, she has followed me for the past 6 years to 7 different places. She's followed me, all just so I can live my dream and live my career in the military. I'm proud to have a wife like that. I gave up her career just so I can follow my dream. A dream that has, like I said, has moved us 7 different places in 6 years. One of those places being Cheyenne, Wyoming. I'm proud to have a lot of friends in Cheyenne, Wyoming who come from the Russian and Ukrainian community and truly being a blessing in our lives. I'm thankful for that. I'm proud to have a best friend since 8th grade who's been by my side every day and is now dating a very true sweetheart who's battling cancer right now, this really rare cancer, and she's getting treatments every day. And who could be in the future, I'm thankful to have a best friend like that. I'm proud to have gone to SUNY Oneonta and pledged a fraternity of Sigma Nu and made truly good friends like brothers. I'm also proud to be brothers with people in Sami and Beta Chi. I'm proud to have been a social welfare worker who are truly amazing people, trying to make sure that women and children have food on the table and roofs over their heads and heat during the wintertime. People that don't get paid that much but work their butts off so that people can have a place to live. I'm thankful to have that opportunity to be a social welfare worker. I'm thankful for the opportunity I had at SUNY Morrisville on the football team, as well as an RA. I'm thankful for the opportunity I've had playing semi-pro football. I'm thankful for that opportunity. I'm thankful and proud to have an opportunity to be in our military now for 15 years. I am proud to have lived in Japan and South Korea and learned all those cultures and religions. I'm proud to have served with our great men and women who have fought for this country and passed away fighting for our freedom. I'm proud to have served with people who are Muslims and Jews, Hindus and atheists and Christians. I am proud to have lived, as I said, in Japan and South Korea and all of the United States, learning about so many different cultures and races and religions. I'm proud to have friends who are gay and lesbian, who found each other, got married, and then went to orphanages and foster homes and adopted children. Children who people gave up because they wanted those children to have a better life. Or some people who just didn't want the kids anymore, so they gave them to orphans and foster homes. And now, guess what? Now those people are in loving arms with people who are gays and lesbians. I'm proud to have friends who used to be dudes who are now girls. I'm proud to have friends that used to be girls and are now dudes. I'm proud to be an American.